Yes. So welcome back. Welcome to my demo session on SQL Server Database Administration. Okay. So as a database administrator, remember our regular job is maintenance. Maintenance. Okay. So database and database server maintenance is our regular job. We have to understand. Okay. We are not developers. We are not testers. We are maintenance people. Right? We are in support team actually, database support team. That is the reason here once we enter in the organization, once you work for 6 months, then remember it becomes easy job for us. Okay, almost all similar issues are repeated. We can go through those issues very easily. Okay, yes. So that's remember like yeah. So database administration, one of a very highly responsible job. That's why we should have very good knowledge. In-depth subject is required for us to work in the organization, especially architecture level knowledge. Okay, internals of various features plus troubleshooting. Troubleshooting knowledge is very important for us, right? So generally we know every application has front end and back end part. As a back end part, we have seen that we are maintaining a collection of databases, right? As a back end part, we are maintaining a collection of databases. That's why we know that already. As a database admin, yeah, we are going to handle the back end part, right? As a database admin, we are handling the backend part of any application. So I have very good experience in SQL Server database administration. So I will try to share my experience so that it will be easy for you tomorrow work in the organization. Right. So let's we will start with I have written my own book also. I will share you the book also. Okay, so that you can go through that. Means what like in the form of chapters. I have divided that. I will share you that book also as part of our course. Okay, right, right. So let's say we'll start with our session. So already we know as a SQL Server DBA, our job is what? Maintenance. Database and database server maintenance is our job. That's why regularly we have to work with what? Troubleshooting. Troubleshooting is our regular jobs here. Monitoring and troubleshooting is our regular job. Okay, monitoring and troubleshooting is our regular jobs here as a DBA. Yes. So check here like our responsibilities are there. Database and database server maintenance is our job actually as a database admin. That's why as part of database and database server maintenance, regularly here uh, we are we are working with monitoring, okay, monitoring and troubleshooting the issue. Yes. So that's why remember monitoring and troubleshooting is our regular activity as a DBA. That's why remember like as to troubleshoot the problems, we should have here in-depth knowledge is required. That's why maximum I will try to discuss here up to maximum extent, okay, as part of this course, so that easily you can work with 3+ years experience in the organization. Okay, right. So that's why remember like regular activities are there here, installations and configurations. Once again, remember installations and configurations are yeah, these are our responsibilities, but these are not regular responsibilities. Why? Because tomorrow, once we enter in the organization, total setup is ready with us. Okay, total setup is ready with us. Okay, so that's why no need to install SQL Server. Already SQL Server is there. Okay, all the features are there. Everything is working fine. That's why we have to understand. So it is not regular activity, but one of a responsibility of it is here installations and configurations. Right. The same way, like implementing automation. Generally, remember, like most of the features, like 85%, 90% tasks, we are going to schedules here. Schedule. Okay, administrative tasks are scheduled. Like backups are there. Backups are scheduled here. Daily backups are generated. Backup is nothing but remember one copy of our databases to provide security. Okay, so backups are scheduled. Daily backups are generated. Morning 3 o'clock, for example. Suppose let's say yesterday night backup failed. Okay, then we have to start troubleshooting. So backups are there. High availability features are there in SQL Server like log shipping, mirroring, always on, replication. Some high availability features are there. All these are scheduled activities. All these scheduled activities are working or not, we have to monitor. If any issues are there, we have to handle. Handling here security we have to handle. We have to secure the databases so that unauthorized users should not access our databases. Okay, yes. So in the same way, uh, disaster recovery means what? If something happened, if something happened, server crash, database crash, disk fail, we need to recover the data. Okay, to avoid what data loss scenario. Then yeah, performance tuning, another important tasks here as a DBA we have to take care. Means what? If any performance issues are there, okay, we have to handle those performance issues, right? So in the same way, like implement, we have seen regular activity involves what? Troubleshooting. Troubleshooting. Like this, like in one sentence, we can say that there should be no issue with database. Okay, and database server. Yeah, application should work continuously. Application should be working continuously without any issues. The same way, like connectivity issues we have to handle. Means if applications are unable to connect, users are unable to connect, downtime issues we have to handle. Already we have seen, like if any server down, database down unexpectedly, those things we have to handle. The same way some other issues are there, like disk space related, IO related, various issues are there. We'll talk about that later. Just we have to understand here, always our database and database server should be up and running. It should be available to our applications. Okay, without performance issues, without connectivity issues, without security related problems. That is the main responsibility of a database admin. Understood, right? Yes, yes. Generally say like to work as a database administrator. So as a SQL Server DBA, what is required for us? What are the prerequisites are there? Very simple prerequisites are there. We should have SQL basic knowledge is required for us, plus Windows basics knowledge is required for us. Prerequisites here. SQL basics we need, means some working with basic commands. Windows basics are required. What I will do as part of our course, I will provide you videos, SQL basics videos I will provide you freely. Means working with tables, working with primary key like joins. Okay, what is required for DBS? 3 to 4 hours class. I will provide you videos and Windows basics also, like just how to provide permission on a folder, how to share the folder, what is active directory, what is domain controller, what is local account, what is domain account. Okay, what is private IP, what is public IP, how to create the users, how to create the groups at OS level. That basic knowledge is required for us. Actually, remember, in real time, we are not working with Windows. Means what? We are not troubleshooting Windows related issues. We are, but just to identify exactly what is the reason, we should have some Windows basics knowledge is required for us here. Windows basics knowledge is required for us. Basics knowledge is required. No need of complete Windows knowledge. Why? Because we are not in the Windows team, right? Yes. Thus, remember, Windows basics knowledge is required for us. We have to understand. Okay. Right. Right. So these are like the very basic prerequisites are there to work as a SQL Server DBS. Very simple prerequisites are there. Okay. Right. 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 So yeah, then let's say we'll start with SQL Server. Already we know SQL Server is one of a RDBMS product. RDBMS product developed by Microsoft, right? So we have so many RDBMS products are available in the market, right? Like SQL Server, Oracle, Sybase, DB2, various RDBMS products are available. Okay, right. That's like understood, right? Various RDBMS products are available in the market. That's why SQL Server is also one of a powerful RDBMS product from Microsoft. Right. So, like we have Oracle is there, another very good product in the market. Okay, MySQL, PostgreSQL, MariaDB. So many RDBMS products are there in the market. But remember, today remember most of the clients are preferring SQL Server. What is the reason? Cost is very less here. SQL Server licensing cost is very less. And today again we have Microsoft Azure is there here, Microsoft cloud platform. With that Microsoft Azure, even like cost has come down, very less cost with Microsoft Azure. That is the reason still like today like yeah, so that's why most of the clients are preferring here today SQL Server. So not only small scale clients today, banking, e-commerce, large scale clients are also using SQL Server. Previously here like I was supporting like CIBC, one of a bank in Canada, actually CIBC. Okay, so they have so many products are there. They have so many products are there, banking, insurance, so many products are there, very huge client actually. So backend they are using here SQL Server. Like HSBC, Citibank, Bank of America. Okay, so here in India, Yes Bank. Like here, so many clients are using SQL Server today. Right. Why? Because it has almost all the necessary features are there. Okay, whatever the security features we need, high availability features, all the features are available today in SQL. So that's why most of the clients are preferring SQL Server today. That's why we can maintain SQL servers here in on-premises data center. On-premises data center means what? Data center which is built at the client location, local data center. As well as remember, we can maintain SQL server in cloud data centers also, like in Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, any cloud data center also, we can maintain SQL server. Okay, right, right. So that's what you like starting with SQL Server. Already we know SQL Server is an RDBMS product developed by Microsoft. Already remember, like step-by-step notes is there. I will share you that notes. Okay, you can also download that notes step-by-step notes. Along with the notes, I will share you extra copy of material also I will share you where we have FAQs, scenarios, okay, regularly asked questions. In every module, remember, we'll see the troubleshooting part. For example, like in module 1, we have installation is it. We'll see the installation regular issues. Why? Because tomorrow we have to handle the issues actually. That's why those troubleshooting part, the troubleshooting is very, very important for us. Okay. Yes. So that's like, yeah, whenever we say that it is a RDBMS product, generally we know every RDBMS product, main purpose of RDBMS product is what? To create and manage databases, right? Database creation and database maintenance is our main purpose of what? Yeah, every RDBMS product. Every RDBMS products here. Okay, right, right. So like, yeah, what we can do with SQL Server, with SQL Server, just from scratch I'm going, or maybe some people are already familiar with. Okay, SQL Server, we can create and manage databases, as well as remember SQL Server supports BI features here, business intelligence features with SSIS, SSRS, SSAS here. SQL Server integration services, SQL Server reporting services, SQL Server analysis services. The same way, say like SQL Server supports non-procedural language, which is nothing but what? SQL commands. SQL commands. Generally, we know every RDBMS supports what? SQL, which is a common database language. Common database language here. Okay, so which is a common database language supported by every RDBMS here. Okay, so that's why if you are going with Oracle, it supports SQL commands. If you are going with SQL Server, it supports SQL commands. If you are going with Sybase, okay, so yeah, it supports what? SQL commands. That's why remember every RDBMS supports what? SQL commands. Okay, that's why we are calling it as what? Common database language. The same way for programming purpose here, SQL Server supports procedural language also for programming purpose. Here we have T-SQLs here, transact structured query language. Like maybe you have seen in Oracle, we have PL SQL is it. Here we have T-SQL is there. Here transact structured query language here, T-SQL. So what we can do with T-SQL means like we are not working with T-SQL means as a developer, developers here, our developers can write the programs with what? T-SQL, like stored procedures, functions, triggers. Okay, so let's see, like T-SQL is a native programming language of SQL Server. Right. The same way here, like SQL Server supports here two types of working environments. Two types of working environments here. Standalone environment is there for small scale applications, and cluster environment is there here for medium and large scale applications. Two types of working environments are there here in SQL Server. Standalone environment is there for small scale applications. Okay, so where we can maintain a single production server. Okay, one or more standby servers. Generally said, these standby servers will maintain. Why we need standby servers? Tomorrow if this production server crash, so we can make these standby servers available to the applications to avoid the business loss scenario, right? So here see, SQL Server supports some high availability features here, like transaction log shipping, database mirroring, always on. Here, by using these high availability features, we can maintain the standby servers. Maintaining standby server means, remember, maintaining same copy of database. This is my primary server, production server. This is my standby server. One or more standby servers we can maintain. Here see, one database is there with 1,000 tables. Really, there is no exact database icon here, no problem. So same copy of database we are maintaining here in standby server also, same copy. Why we need to maintain? Tomorrow, users' applications are connected to this production database. If the database crash or server crash or network related issues are there or OS related issues are there, for example, right? So immediately we can make the users to applications to continue their work with which server? Standby server. So to avoid the business loss scenario to our client. The server here in SQL Server to maintain standby servers, high availability features are there, log shipping, database mirroring, always on. Always on is the latest high availability feature of SQL servers here. Today we are preferring what? Always on. Today we are preferring here always on. Okay, right. We'll see all these concepts I will show you practically. No need to worry. Always on, log shipping, mirroring, replication, clustering, okay, performance tuning, backups, security, automation. All these features I will show you completely practically. Okay, so yeah, total setup is there with us. I will show you all the concepts practically in detail. In every concepts here, I will start with the introduction. Then we'll see architecture. Then we'll see prerequisites to configure mirroring or always on. After that, I will show you practically configuration. Then we'll see monitoring. Then we'll see troubleshooting. Like they said, in every module, we'll discuss these five topics actually. That's why troubleshooting is compulsory for us. That's why we'll discuss troubleshooting part also. Okay, right. So already like I have put some of my videos here in my YouTube channel. Actually, I will write some articles also to some websites. My website is it. My blog is also there. Azure-SQL dot here Azure-SQL.blogspot.com. My blog is there. Are you able to hear me? All the people cannot be reached. Yes, thank you, Sumit. Something happened in my Wi-Fi. Connect to internet. Okay. One minute. Just I will connect to another network. Mm, yeah, I can see here like we have like just uploaded here some concepts like performance tuning. Uh, yeah, the same way like replication, transactional replication internals. Okay, so yeah, you can see like yeah, up to what extent I am covering. Almost all in detail we discuss. Okay, the same way azure-sql.blogspot.com. So here see my blog is it. Due to very busy schedule, okay, I'm not updating frequently, but say most of the scripts what we'll do, we'll use as a DBA. Most of the scripts I have written here, same I will share you also as part of what soft copy material. I have my small IT companies there. Yeah, where I am supporting. We are supporting some African clients regularly. Yeah, I'm traveling. So yeah, due to busy schedule, I'm not updating this blog regularly. Okay, no problem. We'll yeah start our class. Yeah, we'll continue our class. Check here. Recently, like one of my client is a Ministry of Education and Higher Education. So of yeah, Puntland, one state is there in Africa, Somalia country, Puntland. Means actually this Save the Children, European Union, UNICEF, okay, World Vision. NGOs are there actually. So many NGOs are working in Africa. Those people are supporting these clients actually to improve their standards, education standards. So recently I visited this client last December, last year December. Yeah, this is me. Actually, I was presenting, we have developed two applications to this client. Backend, we are using SQL Server 2017 version. Previously, we developed one application for this client, Education Management Information System, EMIS. Recently, we developed one more application, uh, yeah, dropout tracking system. Means like a dropout tracking and easy transfer system actually. Means what, like it will track how many dropouts are there in which region, which school, yearly dropouts, as well as transfers also. Means the it can track what total students history it will track. Okay, so from beginning class 1 to class 12, the student has studied in which school, how many times he has repeated. This complete system actually, including attendance system also, daily attendance also. Means what, whenever the attendance is marked at the school level, so our ministry people can see, okay, complete attendance details. Yeah, that's like yeah, this is like some of our clients actually, of my company clients. Okay, so that's like two types of working environments are there: cluster and standalone. Why? Because today's here for medium and large scale applications, we can't maintain single production server, right? Compulsory, we have to maintain a group of servers. That group of servers is called cluster. Clusters here, group of servers connected to each other and working as single server in the network. Working as single server in the networks here. Cluster. Cluster is nothing but what? A group of servers. Yeah, that's remember for medium and large scale applications. Okay, compulsory we need this cluster environment is required for us. For medium and large scale applications, compulsory we need what? Cluster environment. Okay, so here see, we'll get performance benefits, we'll get even tomorrow when server is down. Generally in cluster, whatever the servers are there, we'll call them as nodes. Nodes. Suppose tomorrow one server is down, no problem. Other servers are working, users can continue their work. Like this, there various benefits are there with cluster environment. We'll talk about this various benefits. Again, I will show you clustering also practically. No need to worry. Means what, in the same laptop, you can also practice clustering by creating multiple machines with VMware. VMware or Hyper-V software we can use. With that, we can create what? Multiple machines. Already have created here in my machine. I have 32 GB RAM in my laptop. So already have configured the cluster environment. The same setup I will show you in our as part of our course. So like already we know cluster is what? Group of servers which are connected to each other. That's why with VMware we can configure here cluster environment. I will show you again. Right. So generally say like yeah. So to verify here whether right now we are working in cluster or standalone environment, basically remember to connect and work with SQL Server, we are using one tool called SSMS here, SQL Server Management Studio. SQL Server Management Studio. I will show you from scratch how we can install everything. Check here, already in my machine I have installed SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. Okay. Yes. Check here, by using this tool, but one of a free tool actually. By using this tool, we can connect to SQL Server. Okay, the SQL Server may be running in my laptop, or it may be there somewhere in the network. Anywhere here in the world, we can connect. Take here, I'm connecting to one of my local server. Connected successfully. See here, Object Explorer is there. FRR info is my system name, server name, slash yes, RV1. is my SQL Server name, or we'll call it as instance name. In general, remember, whenever we install SQL Server one time, we are calling it as one instance. Okay, SQL Server 15.0 version, it is 2019 version, our latest version, 2019 version. This is my login name. We can work with your databases. Here, see, graphically, we can work here by using the commands also. We can work here. If you want to work with the command, right click on the server, new query. Yes, check here, we can work with the commands also. Let's say I want to see with which version we are working here. Select @ version. We can see here right now we are working with 2019 versions here. Okay, so I want to see whether I am working in standalone environment or cluster environment. Select server property is clustered here. False it is saying means it is a standalone environment. We can check by using graphically also here. Properties is clustered false here. Means what? It is a standalone environment. Means what? Whenever the user submits the queries in the background, single server is processing the queries. That's why we are calling it as what? Standalone environment. Single server is processing the queries. Even we can connect to the remote server also. Here, one of my remote server is there somewhere in uh, Africa. So I can connect directly here through static IP or public IP. We can connect. Take care. See, we can see the difference actually. If you see like this green icon, it is a local server which is there in my laptop. This is here. If you see question mark, it's meaning that it is a remote server. Same thing here, 2019 version, for example. Right. So like this here, by using this SSMS tool, we can connect to the local server. We can connect to the remote server, and we can implement all the administrative activities here. We can work with security. Okay, replication, always on. Okay, so in the same way, we can work with backups. We can work with restores. We can work with mirroring, log shipping, all the activities we can do here. Import, export activities, everything we can perform here. DB upgrades. Okay, so like this, like all the administrative activities we can do here through SSMS. Okay, last point we'll see, we'll conclude the session, we'll continue again. We have discussed already SQL Server supports high availability features. Purpose of high availability features are what? To maintain standby databases, standby servers, right? To avoid business loss scenario. Why? Because like if production is down due to any reason, so immediately website is down, business loss scenario is there to the client. That's why that business loss scenario we can avoid here by using what? Standby servers. Just now we have seen SQL Server supports like log shipping, DB mirroring, which was introduced in 2005 version, always on again here from 2012 version. So these are the three major features are there to maintain as it is copy of database in different server. Okay, even one server is crashed, or if we are taking the server down for maintenance activities like patching some activities, we can make the applications to continue their work with the other servers. Okay, so just very briefly we'll see one point about this. Log shipping is here one of a very old concept. Here see so many limitations are there here. No immediate sync. We'll see practically later. No immediate sync. No automatic failover. Means what? If changes are made in primary database, production database, immediately they are not applied to secondary. is time taking process. By default, it takes a 30 minutes time. Automatic failure is also not there. Means what, tomorrow primary database crash, server crash, immediately secondary will not become primary. As a DBA, we have to bring online. Manually, we have to make the secondary as a production server. Then only we can start working. That's why to avoid those problems here, we have DB mirroring is a mirror. Name itself is what? Mirroring. Means what? Immediate sync is there here. There is no delay. Within seconds, changes are applied to mirror. The same way, automatic failure is there. Tomorrow, if the principal database crash or production database crash, automatically mirror becomes principal. Okay, automatically remember, standby server becomes what? Primary server automatically. So again, remember, this is a one-to-one feature, means one principal can have maximum one mirror, and some other limitations are there again in mirroring. That's why to overcome those limitations, Microsoft has come up with here always on. Always on here, it is database mirroring only with extra features here. Internal working, everything is mirroring only. It is one-to-many feature. So many other benefits are there with always on. Today we are preferring here always on. Okay, right. And say like we have Microsoft certifications are there, actually exams are there. We'll talk about those exams in the next class. After that, we'll go with the next concepts. Let's say we'll conclude the session. As part of today's session, in the summary, we have to understand as a database administrator, our job is what? Database and database server maintenance is our job. That's why as part of this our job, our regular activities are there: monitoring and troubleshooting. Regular activities here. Then after that, we have started with SQL Server. We have seen that SQL Server is an RDBMS product developed by Microsoft, and it supports both SQL and T-SQL. Actually, one more feature is that CLR integration. We'll see that one for programming purpose. The same way we have seen SQL Server supports two types of working environments. Two types of working environments. One is what? Standalone environment is it for small scale applications where we are maintaining single production server. Cluster environment is there for medium and large scale applications. In this course, I will show you clustering also practically. Last point we have seen SQL Server supports what? High availability features to minimize the downtime, like log shipping is it, DB mirroring, always on. As well as we have some other features also, replication. This is almost all similar to our data guard in case of Oracle. Here we have always on, our latest concept. Replication is also there. We'll see. See, these features are used to maintain as it is complete copy of database. Here one database is there with 1000 tables. Here also same copy of database with 1000 tables. Whereas in case of replication, remember, replication allows to maintain some part of the database. Here see one database is there with 1000 tables in Chennai server. In branch server, I am maintaining one database with 120 tables, one database with 150 tables. Means what? Some part of the database we can maintain here at user's location with replication. Means changes made in this local copy are synchronized to main server. Changes made in main server are synchronized to local copy. Means what? We can define either one way or two way, how the synchronization is required. That's why we can understand here, these three features are what? Database level high availability features to maintain as it is copy of database. But this feature is what? Object level, only some part of the database we can maintain. Replications here. We'll see all these features practically. And clustering is it. Clustering is again instance level IoT feature. Instance level complete server copy we can maintain. This is what object level, some part of the database we can maintain. These are DB level, complete database copy. DB levels here, object level, some part of the database. Instance level means what? Complete server we can maintain. This is a summary we have seen here as part of today's course, today's class. Okay, let's say we'll continue again Monday. Thank you very much for joining the session. So I will share you this recorded session. I will share you, okay, along with the soft copy materials. Okay, right.